Record. Awesome. Okay, thank you guys. Hey Kathy, thanks for joining this call. So tonight we're going to focus on creating a life that you love. And this will be a bit of an introductory call. It'll have some deeper concepts and some awesome healing that comes through, but I also wanted to make it accessible for everyone. If you've never done any alternative healing of any kind, never done alternative practices, you're still going to be able to access this call and really understand what it's all about and how to use these simple tools to change your life. Sorry, here we go. Okay, so to just begin, I'll introduce myself. So I'm Krista Hurley, and I'm an alternative therapies and wellness practitioner. So I use a bunch of different modalities, a ton of tools that I've learned over the last 10 years of my ascension journey. And I use sort of this wisdom and connection that I've learned through these tools to help my clients really catapult into a life they love. So I help them step into their potential, step into their soul's purpose, or step into their flow, and really find that self-worth, find connection to self and self-love, and all of that will radiate when we feel in our flow and we feel loved and we feel confident in who we are. It's like we connect more deeply in our relationships. We feel more productive in our jobs. We find more life satisfaction in all aspects. So I'm excited to start to introduce some of these concepts and tools and techniques for you guys during this call. And we're going to focus a lot on our thoughts creating. So for me, my experience on my thoughts creating were, I really struggled with depression for a number of years of my life and anxiety. I was a perfectionist in university and high school. I had just like this extreme need to please people on some level. I felt criticized and judged. I was super sensitive in certain ways, and I didn't have confidence necessarily. When it comes to feeling stressed, I felt completely overwhelmed because, again, I was this perfectionist and I had to be the athlete and I had to be top of my class in school and volunteer, do it all. I'm sure some of you can relate. And what it did was create a lot of unhappiness in my life. So there were deep-rooted belief systems that were kind of creating this need for perfection, right? I'm sure you can understand that on some level. So, even though I knew what I needed to do, I needed to stop being a perfectionist. I didn't have the steps to get there, right? Being a perfectionist was on some level making me unhappy and definitely unwell. So it's just a really small example of how you can know where you need to go. You can know the exact results you need to get to and feel completely blocked because it's not about our conscious knowing. If it was logical, if it was rational, we would have come up with a solution already and we'd be there. We'd be in the results that we'd want to have in our life. But a lot of what we're looking to create comes from a deeper place. It doesn't come from the logical mind. It comes from the deep subconscious mind. So we're going to talk about that. I had to let go of my perfectionistic ways. I still want to do my best for me and as feels inspired, but that's different than a perfectionism where I'm reaching the bar outside of myself. Now I follow my guidance and I go with the flow of what feels aligned for me. And ultimately that's our goal, is if it feels aligned, that's you in your flow. So one of the tools the most simple tool I feel into is if something feels light or if something feels heavy. So we'll just start there really fast. I'm here to share it. It's an access consciousness tool. But it's something as simple as, is this light or is this heavy? So if it's light, it's true for you, versus if it's heavy, then it's probably not aligned. It's probably not aligned with your flow. It's probably not going to bring you more joy. If we're in our alignment, we are joy-filled. So So that's one really simple, incredible tool. If you felt into every decision you ever made, small ones like what to eat, what to wear. I was trying to figure out what my body wanted for this call, and it was a sweater, and it was a shirt that felt the lightest. So it's like follow the guidance of light and heavy in every decision you make, and that will start to lead you in significant ways to more love in your life and more joy and more expansion. So to kind of rewind, that one was a side note. For me, I struggled with depression. I had some deep-rooted beliefs around never being able to be happy, or that life was a struggle, life was hard, everything felt so overwhelming to me. And there's these deep programs that I had on the subconscious level, not on the conscious level, that I had to let go of and heal at the deepest level so that I could shift into this life. And for me, there are so many more possibilities that have shown up for me than I ever thought possible. I never in a million years would have considered myself owning my own business. Didn't imagine that. I never thought I had any, like, I didn't even know I was intuitive. Like, I had no idea. Everything was shut off. If somebody had told me 10 years ago that I would have been doing what I'm doing now, I would have never thought that was possible, because I had such deep-rooted beliefs of I'm not enough. And a lot of us have that. So let's shift that. So for me, just to share, I struggled with, again, depression, anxiety. I had some eating disorders, body image, dysmorphia stuff in university. I experienced a bunch of traumas in my life. My ex-husband got into a significant car accident. I have been in divorce. We divorced, split with a young child, and then just went back to work. Like that whole piece was completely my rock bottom and helped me catapult to where I am now. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're really feeling on some level like you're at your rock bottom, trust that it is the catapult to your awakening. It is the catapult to who you're truly becoming and stepping into your authentic self. Okay, so let's start. The first topic I really want to talk about is how you create your life, how you create your reality. So this is something we hear all the time. Your thoughts create. Well, it's your thoughts, it's your words, it's your actions, and it's your deeds, okay? So everything that we do, everything that we say, everything that we think actually has a vibrational resonance. So I am an energetic being. You are an energetic being. Everything around us is made up of energy, and everything around us has a vibrational frequency. So if you have high vibrational frequency, you are going to attract in, by law of attraction or law of vibration, high vibrational experiences. So my thoughts, if they're light, my light thoughts would be thoughts of unconditional love, thoughts of unconditional acceptance, thoughts of forgiveness, right? Thoughts of appreciation and gratitude. Those are some of the lightest thoughts that we can have. And if we have those like all of the time, we are going to attract in very light experiences. It's believed that the lightest thoughts actually travel faster than the speed of light, right? They're fast. Whereas our heavier thoughts or heavier experiences, so for example, the thought that I can't afford that, right? How many of us have had that thought so often? Okay, that's a lower vibrational thought. So if I'm having the thought, I can't afford that, then by law of vibration, what are we attracting back? And I always use the example boomerang for kids. It's like, hey, what are you boomeranging at with that thought? Or when you said that to your friend, I can't afford that, what did you just boomerang out? Okay, so it's this concept of our vibrational frequency is matching in our outer world. So our inner vibrational frequency is matching in our outer world our reality. So the lighter we can become, the lighter our world will be, okay? So there's actually a scale of consciousness, which I get into in my manifesting class in very detail. We can actually have a specific vibrational set point. And if you look at this scale of consciousness, if you find yourself stuck in a lot of shame and a lot of guilt, which are the heaviest vibrational frequencies, your vibrational set point is going to be lower. So for me, I would have been like, I remember in the past, if somebody honked their horn, didn't matter what, I instantly felt guilty. Like on the road, it's like, oh my God, what did I do? Like guilt was for sure part of a set point that I was stuck in. So my vibrational experiences were heavy, and I attracted that in my world. Not knowing, because it's a subconscious piece, right? So what I had to do was go in and heal this program of defaulting to guilt, and work through some shame, and work through some fears, and work through the doubts, because those are all the lower vibrational frequency experiences and emotions, as is resentment. If you're carrying a ton of resentment or a ton of regret, they're super heavy energetically. And also physically, like if you release regrets and resentments and shame and guilt, your body is going to be physically lighter as well as energetically lighter. So this is really powerful work. So vibrationally, we have a set point, and it's kind of fun to figure out what that is. But as you progress upward, we can reach the point of love or above, which is a frequency of 500. And you can kind of work your way up to enlightenment, which they have figured out is 700 to 1,000 frequencies. So not that we need to be there, but it's kind of this journey of raising our vibrational set point to attract in what we want, because we are the creator of our vibration. Good question. So there's a question coming in about, do affirmations help raise that vibration? They do. So you want to work on an affirmation practice for sure. However, the problem with affirmations is affirmations only work in the conscious mind. So I can sit here and say, I love myself. I am beautiful. I love myself. I am beautiful. And if I have a deep subconscious belief that is like, you are tarnished, you are disgusting, you are ugly, it's going to take a lot of affirmations of I am beautiful to actually knock the you are ugly out. See what I'm saying? So what I'm going to do is show you guys a powerful tool that you can utilize, which is Theta Healing. It's the modality that I use, primarily one of them. But what it does is it's going to help you access the subconscious mind so we can get to the root of that time when, you know, your uncle told you you were ugly, and when you were 3, and that stuck for life, and you bought into that as truth. So no matter how many times you tell yourself that you're beautiful, you're never going to believe it. So we can actually go in and look at that 3-year-old and help heal the 3-year-old, release the feeling of being ugly, and bring in the strengths that she needed in that moment. Maybe she really needed to, or he really needed to know, you know, his connection to who he truly was. Or maybe he just needed to know truth and to be able to see the pain point that that person was coming from who projected that onto him. So we actually go and work with our inner children and do some powerful healing that literally changes everything. It releases these limiting beliefs from all levels of the subconscious mind. And then we actually, good question, we can bring in a download instead of an affirmation. So if I brought in I am beautiful as a download, it's actually coming in directly to the subconscious mind. So we're kicking out I'm ugly at the root for that 3-year-old, for example, and then bringing in I am beautiful. And what we're doing is when we bring it in as a download, it comes into every cell in your body and being, and it starts to reprogram your neural pathways. So it just amplifies it. Like, again, affirmations are lovely, like they're great, but they have more of a trickle effect than a whoosh. And I like the whoosh if I'm going to create fast change and powerful levels. So yeah, great question. Thank you. So yes, let's do some, I think there's a few other things. Okay, so yes. So some people say that if they know that they're the creators of their life, they've gone into this place, well, if I'm here and I'm stuck and I'm depressed, I've created this. And you can stay stuck in that place, or if I'm physically unwell, or if I'm in a really tight financial position, it's like you could stay there, or you could flip it to be like, if I've created this, I can uncreate it. I can create something different now. And that's where the power comes in. I like to look at my life, and I encourage you to do so. I like to look at my life as though I am the director of the movie that I star in. So I'm the leading lady, and I'm the director. And if my thoughts create, and my actions and my words create, and my vibration of my inner reality is attracting in my outer reality, then I can indirectly direct everyone in my movie. So as I change these limiting beliefs at the core, on the deepest subconscious levels, people show up in my life differently. It's the craziest thing, but it happens all the time. So if I have this belief that I'm invisible, and I actually get to the root of it, and a lot of times our limiting beliefs, so if I have the belief I'm invisible, it's probably keeping me really safe, right? So I call these anchors. It's like as we dig down to the bottom belief, we need to look at what's anchoring this in. So there's always a really obscure subconscious positive that we want to look for. So in the area of your life that you're feeling stuck right now, ask yourself, what is the weird, obscure, subconscious positive? How is this situation actually serving me? So I had a client one time, and she had back pain and had had back pain for the longest time. And we went in intuitively, because what Theta Healing is a very intuitive process. And went in and asked, okay, what's the root of this? What's this connection? Like, why can't she let it go? And what we found out was her back pain was the only way she knew how to love her mother, was through pain, because her mom had had back pain as long as she could remember. So the back pain for her was what love was. She actually thought back pain was synonymous with love, with her mother's love. So once we showed her how to, on the deepest levels, again, bringing in that download, can we show you how to love without it being through another's pain or with another's pain, that you can love yourself and that others can have their own experiences. And literally her back pain vanished because she no longer had that anchor. Her back pain was her connection to her mother. And when she no longer needed that, she could love her mother without the pain went away. It's so cool. So yeah, it's important to find out how these ways you're being stuck or how these limiting beliefs are serving you. So for example, I am ugly could be serving someone, again, by keeping them safe from undesirable attention. So we need to go in and show them that they are safe and bring, some strengths and some virtues and some changes in for them when they felt unsafe, and show them how they're safe now. So it's a really amazing process that we go through, and I'm hoping maybe on this call we'll have time to do some. Okay, so again, if there's a gap between what you are doing and what you know and the results you're getting, then you're connecting into the subconscious blocks. Okay, so a couple things I want to say about the conscious mind and subconscious mind before we jump in. Again, our conscious mind is our thoughts, our intellect, and our reasoning, versus our subconscious mind, which is all the juicy stuff. It's like our habits. It's our self-image. It's our deep genetic programs, our belief systems that have been passed down through our ancestors and through our experiences with our family. And those can be sticky, right? So the one I always like to use is, I remember specifically as a child, my parents telling me that money doesn't grow on trees. Like anytime I asked for something, it was like, Krista, money doesn't grow on trees. And we lived in the woods, so I'd always look at trees and be like, but what if it did? There's this thing I would ponder. And so, but in that statement, there's a lack mentality on some level, right? And I'm sure they didn't mean anything by it, but there's so many things that we say, and I catch myself saying things too. I'm like, I don't want to say that, right? Like it's something that we do without even realizing it, which is why it's subconscious. But the more you do this work, the more you can really easily identify your subconscious beliefs, and then also notice when you're saying something that you don't want to boomerang back. Okay. So when it comes to our subconscious mind, the cool thing is science has figured out that the brainwave that aligns with the subconscious mind is the theta brainwave. So anytime you're in the theta brainwave, you're directly connected to your subconscious mind, and you're also directly connected to sort of your deepest essence of who you truly are. So I like to call the energy that I am the all it is energy. It's kind of a very neutral term. Some people might call it the universe. Some people might call it, the energy source or God or divine, the universe. Whatever, but I like to call it the all that is of all that is energy. It's the energy that is what makes up me and my soul. It's the energy in all things. It's the energy of you and your soul. It's what unifies us. It's what brings us together and aligns us as divine beings. So when we're in the theta brainwave, we're also connected to our intuition, because we're connected to this place of who we truly are, which is powerful in itself. So when we're there, we can change all of these deep-rooted subconscious beliefs. So let's start to play with that then. So I'm just going to go back. So we've got working on mindfulness and gratitude. Amazing. Fear of being my authentic self. Ooh, that's a good one. I've been working on stepping into my light a bit more too, Roxanne. Love it. The perfect mom and the perfect wife. Yes. That's a big one. Perfect parent. Not caring what others think. Letting go of judgment. Okay, so when it comes to judgment, there's a couple things. So with judgment, one thing that I remind myself is every time you're willing to receive judgment, all that you desire amplifies. It just does. It's like, I am willing to step into who I am, and I'm willing to be this person authentically in the world. It's going to amplify. And all the ways you avoid judgment, so you wear something different because you don't want to be judged, or you act differently to fit in, you're actually kind of detracting, contracting even from the amplification of who you could be. So let's just give everyone the highest truth on that, how we can actually embrace and encourage judgment because it has a different understanding now. It's more like, look at me, I'm being who I am, and I'm confident in who I am, and that's possible. So we'll go in and do some downloads around that, but I just wanted to share that as the more you can consciously remind yourself of stepping into situations where you might be judged as an amplification of who you are, it's kind of a nice motivator. And the other tool I like to use, which is another Access Consciousness tool, is interesting point of view. So if you have others' judgments coming towards you, you can say, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Or interesting point of view, you have this point of view. Interesting point of view, we have this point of view. And the more you state it, it's kind of like it scrambles in your brain, because there is actually no right or wrong on so many levels. And I know that's a bit of a concept, but what if everyone's judgments of right or wrong was just a judgment? It wasn't an awareness. It wasn't pure truth. Pure truth is complete understanding and complete awareness, and it just comes from a different place. It's like we're all here having a soul experience, but if we weren't to judge it as right or wrong, it was just that we're learning virtues and we're choosing this experience and, soaking all of this up, whatever this is, then again, you can let go of the right or wrong. So everything that doesn't allow that, can we just show you how to come from this place of neutrality and let go of the rights and wrongs in your life, or let the seeds of that, stepping into kind of the rainbow and echelon of everything in between, and letting go of the black and white thinking, and that you know how to do that and what that feels like, and you're doing so now. Awesome. Okay, so that's an example of a download. So again, that's just kind of like an affirmation or a new awareness coming in, and I bring that in for everyone on the call, listening now or to the replay, to again start to reprogram those neural pathways to more positive understandings. And for some of us, we haven't really had the feeling of true alignment. If for me, before I knew these tools, I didn't even know, like I was just living another person's life that I thought was my life. I was just doing what I thought I was supposed to do. There was nothing about my life that was guided. So I didn't even know what feeling aligned was. So bringing these downloads for me started to plant those seeds of possibilities. And then the more the seeds are planted, the easier it is to choose those possibilities. And that's all this is. It's creating more space for more choices. Cool. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a really quick visualization where we tap into the Theta Brainwave. So this visualization taps you into the Theta Brainwave. It connects you into the infinite wisdom within your soul, within your heart. Connects you into the infinite wisdom of Mother Earth. And connects you into the infinite wisdom of the universe and beyond. So it's just this beautiful immersion of the all that is energy within your inner reality and within your outer reality, right? And then from there, we're going to go in and look at what comes through. I don't know. I'm just going to play with whatever comes through. I'll bring some downloads in for you. And we'll do maybe a quick visualization to help you heal an inner child. But before we do that, I'm actually here to show you some muscle testing really quick. So with muscle testing, the easiest way to try it is to do it standing up, and you're going to use your body almost as a pendulum. And if I go through this too quickly, I have a video on my website specifically that's going to help you identify how to muscle test. So first of all, I'll get you to stand up. And you're going to close your eyes, kind of get comfy. Feet hip width apart. You're going to close your eyes and you're going to say yes out loud. And then as you do, notice which way your body falls or which way it swings. Okay, and then try the same thing. So standing up again, and this time say no, and notice which way your body sways. Okay, so can we give everyone the highest perspective, understanding, and truth on how to muscle test with a strong yes and a weak no, and how to be able to identify the truth of their knowing, and that it's safe for you to know the truth of who you really are. It's safe for you to be the truth of who you are. It's safe for you to be in the world as the shiny bright light that you are on the next level, and that you're ready and we're being called to do that now. Okay, so let's try a few more. So say yes and no again. So go yes, see which way you fall, no. Okay, so yes is a fall forward and no is a fall backwards. If you're reversed, or we'll actually pull that belief. So some people have a reverse polarity or they believe they're backwards. So if you have those beliefs, we'll ask that those change. And instead we'll bring in, I am truly aligned with all that I truly am, with the divine essence of who I am. So if you'd like that download, say yes. And then we're going to try again. So say yes and say no. And then say, this time try your name. So try my name. So say my name is Krista and see what happens. See which way you fall. So my name is Krista and my subconscious mind agrees. So I'm falling forward. Okay, so this time say my name is, and then fill in your own name. So I'm going to say Brent. And my name isn't Brent, so I'm falling backwards. You're probably going to do the same. When you said my name is Krista, your subconscious mind would have said no. And you're probably going to fall backwards. Again, if you're reversed or having troubles, that can happen with people. I've got some clearing statements on the video if you need them, but also just message me and I can help you if there's like a belief that's preventing you from doing this. But a yes is going to be forward and a no is going to be backwards. So let's try a few of these beliefs. So can you try, I care about what others think? Okay, for me that was a no, I went backwards. So close your eyes again and say out loud, I fear others' judgments. And I got a bit of a yes on that one. So see what it was for you, and you can be specific. So you could say, you know, I fear my mother's judgment. I fear my father's judgment. And if you want to go deep, for those of you that are theta healers that do this, we know you can check, like, I fear judgment on the genetic level. So we have a genetic level where you may actually fear judgment. So why don't we try that? Your ancestors might fear being judged, or Judgment Day, or anything that could happen from being judged. So let's try that, yes or no. And let's try fear judgment on the genetic level. Okay, so can we actually change that for people I'm hearing? I think almost everyone's going to have it. So can we cancel all the pain, trauma, and drama from your ancestral line of any times that they were judged unjustly, or any times that they were judged and reprimanded, where there were consequences, and all the pain, trauma, and drama from all the consequences they experienced. Like, I'm seeing people being hanged, like a whole bunch of not so great things. So releasing that, any banishment, any abandonment that's coming in for your genetic line. And instead of feeling judged, can we bring in for everyone, I'm hearing a sense of being treasured for the truth of who you are. So can we bring in for you this feeling of what it feels like to treasure yourself, first of all, for who you truly are, and that when you can build on those seeds of being treasured and honored and celebrated, that you can attract that into your outer world, that others can treasure you and can see the gift that you are. So can we bring in the highest perspective, understanding, and truth on the gift that you are in this world? We all come here with inherent soul gifts. Every one of us is gifted. Our gifts look different. We're not meant to be the same. But that you can amplify those gifts and you can build on those strengths, and that everyone around you, you can attract in people that see your gifts and celebrate your gifts, and that we can all together come together in unity where we celebrate one another's gifts. And then, like, work together in harmony so that we amplify each other's gifts and create the most amazing creations. So can we bring all of that in for everyone? So if you'd like that, say yes. Okay, so when I yawn, it means I'm clearing energy. I've had a bunch of my students say when they first met me and I yawned, they're like, we just thought you were tired, or whatever. Not tired. It's just a part of how I shift energy. Okay, so I got distracted there. Let's test a few more. So let's go yes and no. And can you try, I'm allowed to live a life I love? Okay, so see what comes in, if that's a yes or no for you. Let's try, I will always feel stressed, or I always feel stressed. And try, I know how to live a joy-filled life without stress. I'm getting most of us don't know how to live without stress. Okay, so let's work on that one too while we're here. So can we, it's another ancestral thing. Okay, so can we go to the root, go to the origin of your genetic line? And for most of us, it goes back, because what I'm seeing is there were, again, there was an element of stress for a lot of our ancestors when it comes to, like, famine or warfare, or, you know, worrying about the latest predator jumping out at them, or there's a different level of dangers. And I'm getting there's a deep genetic underlying stress there. And then for us, the stresses are different, but it's like these fight or flight frequencies are playing out for a lot of us as a result. So let's see what we can do here. So first off, can we give you the highest perspective, understanding, and truth on unconditional love? So can we bring in the highest perspective, understanding, and truth on unconditional love, and on being the feeling of unconditional love? Because the two don't really work together. It's hard to be love, unconditional love, on the deepest levels and be stressed. So can we show you how to step into loving yourself more and step into living your life from a place of love. Okay, and I'm getting, for a lot of people, stress is a motivator. So all the ways you've been using stress to motivate to get things done, can we show you instead, and maybe there's something you'd like instead, but what I'm getting is how to use inspiration and that excitement to motivate. So there's a difference. Can we show you the difference between stress and excitement? And the difference between stress and anticipation, and show you how to be in this place of anticipating, knowing that amazing things are coming without being stressed. And you can identify the two. And if you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed, I'm hearing to remind you it means there's a part of you that isn't aligned. So what part of your life is not feeling aligned? And then what do you need to do to change that? And if you can't act on what you need to do, then there's going to be a subconscious block there that we can look at. Okay? So let's go in and do this little meditation. Is there any questions? I'm kind of jumping into downloads a bit early here. But are there any questions before we connect in and do a few more downloads? And then I'll also do a bit of a visualization for everyone. Looks good. No more questions. Any comments? Could you guys muscle test okay? Was that coming in fine for everyone? Looks good. Yay, thumbs up. Thank you. Love it. Okay, so I want you to close your eyes. With that being said, close your eyes, take a deep breath in. And let it out. Taking another deep breath in. Feeling connected to the energy of your heart. Feeling connected to the infinite wisdom of your soul and of your connection to all it is. And anything that isn't that connection, we're just going to exhale it. And one last time, as you breathe in, feeling more unconditional love. Feeling that unconditional love of your soul, that all that is essence, reminding yourself that this is who you are and how to really tap deeper than ever before into this energy. So anything and everything that isn't allowing you to do that, we're just going to release it and let it go with your exhale. Okay, awesome. And this time, as you connect into the infinite wisdom of your heart, we're going to bring the energy all the way down through your body, down into the base of your spine, down into your legs, and down into your feet. And then bringing this energy all the way down through to the crystal core center of Mother Earth. So you're going to go down through each layer of the earth until you connect into the crystal core center. And as you do, you're going to feel so grounded and nurtured and connected to Mother Gaia. And Mother Gaia has an incredibly high vibrational frequency. Her vibrational frequency is actually increasing as we step into the new vibration of 2020. So tap into her vibrational frequency, resonate with her vibrational frequency, harmonize with her vibrational frequency, and bring that energy all the way up through the earth, bringing it up into your feet, up into your legs, continuing to bring the energy all the way up into the base of your spine, and then continuing up through your spine, merging the infinite wisdom of Mother Earth with the infinite wisdom of your heart and soul, continuing to bring that energy up into the top of your head. And then you'll notice a ball of light above your head, and I'll get you to send your consciousness into this ball of light. We're going to use it as a spaceship to propel us into the all that is of all things, the infinite wisdom of the universe and beyond. So as you head onward and upward, connecting past all the beautiful stars, heading onward and upward, connecting in with the planets and moving beyond them until you reach the edge of the universe, connecting onward and upward into the first layer of beautiful bright lights, onward and upward through every golden fleck of light. You'll notice a beautiful golden light, and then another and another. Continuing onward and upwards through the layer of jelly, Noticing as it's like a very thin layer of jelly, and it's each color of the rainbow that you're going to kind of experience as you easily push yourself through this layer of jelly. And then you'll see a doorway, and it's the doorway to the all that is energy. The all that is, all that is, all that is, all that is. It is all that you truly are. So this is the place of unconditional love. This is the place of instant healings, instant manifestations. This is the place of it just is. There's no judgment here. There's no lack here. It's pure infinite possibilities, pure infinite choices. It's abundance amplified. So heading deeper and deeper into this amazing energy. And as you do, like, soak it into every cell, just completely feel embodied and connected to this all that is of all that is energy, and go deeper and deeper and deeper still, and deeper still. And from this place, can we bring in those concepts? Can we bring the highest perspective, understanding, and truth on infinite possibilities and of infinite choices? And can we show you how to actually, like, open up and identify that anything's possible for you, and that in knowing that on a different level, you can see with ease specifically which is the next best step, because it's aligned. I almost see it as like there's all these lights, but then there's this one golden flashing light. It's like, hey, pick me, pick me. It's like, okay, that's the next direction to go. So can we show you how to flow with that, and that it's possible and it's safe for you, and you're doing so now? And can we show you that you are the creator of your reality, and you are a magnificent creator, and that you can choose now to create your life? And for a lot of us, like, again, if I'm the one directing my movie in the past was very drama filled. At times it might have felt like a horror film, you know, in some of those moments of trauma. And I don't necessarily want that anymore. So can we show you how to step out of trauma and drama and conflict and fighting and just that energy and essence? And can we show you how to write a different script now? So what would you like in your movie? And maybe take some time after this call to really be specific, but like, I want to laugh. I want a comedy. I want it to be romantic. So more the rom-com energy where it's easy. So can we show you how to do that, and how to create a life specifically as the director of your movie, of a new movie now? And that this can be the starting point of that on the deepest level possible. And you've got that now. Okay, so we've got perfectionism. So when it comes to being perfect, perfectionism comes from a bar or an expectation outside of ourselves, whether it's something we're deciding we need to, like a bar we need to match, or someone else has told us this is the expectation. But expectations are not divinely guided. Okay, you can't have an expectation and divine guidance. So all the ways you've been trying to meet an expectation that actually isn't aligned with who you truly are, can we destroy and uncreate all of those expectations? And most of them are society's expectations. So to be the perfect mom, that doesn't exist, or the perfect wife, and yet we're all trying to attain that, which is like beating your head up against a wall, right? So all the ways we bought into society and group conscious beliefs around what's perfect, can we destroy and uncreate all of that and release those beliefs from our subconscious mind? And instead, can we show ourselves how to align with our true divine perfection? And what I always get, what is the most powerful thing we can do for our children? We can show them how to connect to their inner guidance systems. We can show them how to make guided, aligned decisions, right? So really, if that's the only thing we do, we're here emotionally for our children by helping them choose alignment for themselves. That's who we're here to be and do. So can we show you how to parent that way? And can we also show you how to be yourself? Can we bring the highest perspective, understanding, and truth on who you truly are, your authentic self? And can we show you in any relationship, whether it's your spouse or a family member, that your greatest gift you can be in that relationship is who you truly are. So I'm hearing actually to work on that, this authentic self piece and not being good enough. So let's do a quick little visualization. So right now, because we've done this visualization to connect into all that is, your intuition is going to be really heightened and you're directly connected to your subconscious mind. So what I'm going to get you to do is tap into the first thing that pops in. So you got to trust your like anything that comes in is like valid. So I want you to feel into the first thing that comes in around not feeling good enough and or not being able to be your authentic self in that. Like the two kind of feel connected. So we're going to trust whatever comes in around that for you. So I want you to close your eyes and really feel into what age is popping in. So you might see a number in front of you, or you might actually see in your mind's eye in front of you, imagining sort of yourself as a child or a teenager, or, sometimes people are in the early 20s. You might even be in utero or as a baby. So we're connecting into the subconscious mind. So you don't have to consciously remember any of this because the cells within your body have all memory. So, so basically we're just connecting into what is the memories that are stored in our body, and we're going to change those. So when you see that younger version of you in front of you that's struggling being her authentic self and feeling not good enough, and for me, I'm getting a 6-year-old, so just tap into the age, and you're going to introduce yourself to that little child in front of you. Let her know that you're her from the future and that we're here to help her. And you're going to ask her what's going on in her world. Why is she feeling not good enough? Why is she feeling afraid to shine her light or to be who she truly is? What's coming in for her? And just see what guidance she communicates or he communicates to you. Okay, so whatever they've told you, we're going to actually release that belief because I'm hearing it's a belief. So if you're just joining now, kind of jump in, but you guys might need to replay. So just kind of follow along, but we're kind of midway through a visualization, so it might be hard to join, but do your best to kind of follow through. So what I'm getting, we'll just ask the belief that your inner child just mentioned. We're going to ask that be released. And the one I heard is that it's in this world, it's not safe to shine your light. We're all here to dim our light. It's almost like it's a lie that we bought as truth, just coming in as humans. So can we release that belief that it's A, that it's unsafe to be a bright light, and B, that I have to dim my light? Any oaths, vows, obligations, or contracts to have to dim your light, we'll mark those finished and done and release those. And can we actually show everyone that it's safe, and all your inner children, that it's actually now is the time of all the times. Now is the time where it's safe for us to shine our light. There's, again, Mother Gaia, the frequency of Mother Earth, the vibration is shifting. We're being asked to be lighter in our thoughts and in our energies. And now of all times on the planet, it's safe. Like, we're all ready for, next wave of ascension, to shift into more love and to shift into more consciousness and whatever that looks like, into more unity. Like, we're ready for there to be environmental shifts on this planet. We're ready for there to be like a whole other level of and whole other way of living. So can we show you why now is the safest time that ever there was to let your little light shine? And not just little light, but it's like this potent, powerful, soulful light of all that is. And just bring that in. So I'm hearing for you to ask your little inner self. So for me, again, it's my 6-year-old. What are the strengths or the virtues that they need more of so that they can feel and be who they truly are and know their worth and step into really consciously being that and celebrating that with confidence. So ask, and I'm getting that's one. So can we bring in confidence? So for every virtue or every strength they want, I want you to breathe it in. So let's breathe in confidence first off. And anything that isn't confident in who you truly are and confident in being you in the world, you're just going to let that go on the exhale. So I'll give you a minute or two to bring in any strengths that your little you is asking for, any virtues that he or she needs to step into who they truly are on a different level. Okay, and I'm getting to bring in the highest perspective understanding of truth. So can we breathe in the strength and the virtue of like divine truth, of Christed consciousness truth, at the highest level of truth, and that you can be that, embody that, and live from this place of truth. So breathing that in. Letting anything that isn't that go. All the ways you're lying to yourself, all the secrets you're keeping from yourself, can we infuse those with truth and show you that the truth always sets us free? And Neil Donald Walsh, in the 4th book of A Conversation with God, if you haven't read Conversations with God, I highly recommend them. They were game changers for me in my life in finding love and just finding like a different understanding. But he talks about how in other highly evolved places or the species that are highly evolved, or if humans were highly evolved, we would only ever speak truth. It's like, this is where we're headed. We're headed to a place of complete and total truth. So can we show you how to step into that and be that now? And you already are. Okay. And then ask your little you if there's any other strengths that she would benefit or he would benefit from now. And breathe that in. So I'm getting more love. So we'll bring in more unconditional love. And how to see the world through a lens of unconditional love. Because I don't know that we came here with that either, a lot of us, or we lost it along the way. So let's just bring in the lens of unconditional love as well, that we can see the world from the perspective of love and be love in the world. Okay, so then I want you to ask your little self if they need anything else to feel that it's safe for them to let their light shine, to know their worth and authentic self. And just see how they're responding. So you'll know your inner child is healed if they feel super light, they're off playing, or they're just like mine is kind of doing this tap dance. She's like dancing through light. So she's feeling better, and I'm just seeing this light shining. Like it's like she's safe to be this shiny light dancing through the world. So if yours isn't feeling along those lines, ask what else she needs to have brought in or he needs to have brought in to really step into their authentic self. And let's just show everyone that your authentic self, again, is alignment with who you truly are. It's alignment with your soul essence. And just bring in this concept of alignment and how to live from alignment and make decisions from a place of alignment. And I'm actually hearing for everyone to tap their thyroid, or not thyroid, sorry, thymus glands. So this is an intuitive center that's kind of gone dormant for a lot of people. And it just feels like it's going to help us connect into who we truly are. So just get a tap on your thymus gland a few times and just breathe that in again. Okay. So what we could do now, and I'm not going to do that, but I do this specifically, but I ask if there were some beliefs around that. Let's just do one quick test. So you could test, so say yes and no, and you could try, it's safe for me to step into my authentic self fully. And for me now, it's a yes, it's safe. And I didn't test that one before, but for fun, I could go, it was safe for me to fully step into my authentic self an hour ago, and I could test that. And I get a no, because I changed through this activity. I went in and changed that belief. Okay, amazing. So if you guys don't have any questions about that process, and maybe you do, let me just check and see. Hey, you've got some new joiners here, amazing. Yeah, I'll just jump in and speak to how you can work with me moving forward. So there's a few different ways. So the first one is we can work together one-on-one, doing a private session. It's $125 for the hour, but then we dig in and find specifically your limiting beliefs. You can join me and join my master class, which is kind of, I like to call it, it's a membership for the soul. A lot of us have gym memberships perhaps, or other memberships, but this is a soul membership. So it's like a commitment to my life improving in the deepest soul, mind, body, heart, and soul ways. And I'm going to offer anyone who's on this call, and even for the next month, because this is the end of my first year of the Souls Inspired Masterclass. So I'm offering a promo right now of only $39 a month. It's usually $89 a month. And what you get is a monthly call, similar sort of to what we did today, but there's a different topic every month. And then every Monday, I write a Monday message that kind of flows through me. And then a Friday video where I pull a card that has a topic, and then I bring in downloads or do an activity around the topic that comes through for the group. So that's the masterclass. Again, right now, probably for the next month, it'll be on for $39. And you can cancel anytime it doesn't feel light anymore. So again, feel into light or heavy. And then the other option is you can join me for some different classes. So I'm teaching an Access Bars class December 3rd. It's a one-day class. And Access is kind of like reflexology for the head. It's like the easiest way to explain it. But there's specific spots that you hold that create bars of energy that release limiting beliefs and judgments. It's like all about receiving. And there's tons of tools in the class. Like light and heavy is one, interesting point of view is another, but there's tons and tons that you can utilize today to help change your life. And then having your bars run is like the most nurturing thing you can do. You'll create more space, and who knows what other changes will show up for you. So that's December 3rd, the last class I'll teach in 2020. Access Bars. I'm teaching a Theta Healing class, which is mostly what this call has been, where we go into that brainwave, we bring in the downloads, we release limiting beliefs, as well as do so much more. Like we can heal the broken soul, talk to your angels, there's tons of fun stuff that we get to play with, heal your energy, like lots of stuff. So you can join me for my next Theta Healing class, which is in Woodstock, November 8th, 9th, and 10th. And then lastly, I'm about to launch an amazing manifesting class. It's called Manifest More, 6 weeks to unlock the keys to manifesting. And basically I'm using like all the tools I've learned through my ascension journey over the past 8 to 9 years, on how to manifest what you want, how to create what you want in your life, and it's powerful. So much content. So it's basically 6 weeks, and for the first 12 people that sign up, I'm actually offering a free 30-minute private session. So if this starts to feel light for you, you might want to check it out. It's on my website, and I'll send an email to people as well. But we're going to go through, like, as I was talking before about your vibrational frequency set point, we go in and we do an entire class on shifting your vibration. We go in and look at an entire class on what do you really want? What are your goals in life? And are they even aligned with your values? And what are your values anyhow? We go in and look at those limiting beliefs around manifesting, around money, around having what you want, around growing your business, around like, can you have all that you want? Like, can you have a relationship and money? Or if money is what you want, or can you have a relationship and your business success? Can you have happiness and this, right? It's like a lot of times it's either this or that based on our limiting subconscious beliefs. So we're going to blast all of that out. We do some work on self-image. I'm going to do actually a bonus call on you being the magnificent creator. There's just tons of amazing stuff. We're going to do a Q&A. So the call for the for the manifesting class will be Tuesday nights at 8:30. And then I'm going to do a Q&A on Thursdays at 12:30. And the replays will be available if you are joining that class. So yeah, consider it both the masterclass. Actually, all the information that I just said is also on my website if you want more details. But yeah, now that I've kind of done my little blurb of how to work with me, are there any questions? Any comments? How do you guys feel as we kind of went through a ton of stuff in just over an hour? Jeanette's saying amazing. You're so welcome. Nancy's saying yes, that was amazing. Good. Felt good. Amazing. Yay. Thank you guys. Any questions? Your inner child felt healed? And that's an activity you guys can play. Awesome. Thank you. You guys can play this, like replay this over and go through the guidance again for another piece. So, why do you have to be perfect? Tap into that. Go ask your inner child. Maybe what part of you is blocking from you stepping into the fullness of the gratitude that you want to be? Judgment. Ask your inner child, why is she feeling judged? And go in and bring in those strengths that she needs in that moment to shift that. Cool. Awesome. 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 You're so welcome. Yay. Where should the beginner start with classes? So good question. I would say, so any of the above that I mentioned. So you could start with the bars class. You could start with a Theta Healing class, depending on what you're looking for. So bars is more, it's less kind of digging down into belief systems and more just about like holding certain spots on the head and receiving. So this one is, for me, bars is one of the first ones I found because I didn't even know I was intuitive. And it wasn't until I had my Access Bars class that in my first class, I was, get on the implant band, which is here. And the person I was working on was super intuitive and had done tons of this kind of stuff. And I started getting really teary, and I said, like, I don't know if this is yours or mine. And she said, it's yours. And I was like, oh, and she's like, you've come home. And so I had this amazing moment of like, oh my God, I just started bawling. I'll excuse myself to the washroom. Not that you have to bawl in a class, but it was like, oh, I have come home. So it was really powerful because it was, for me, that was my next step that I needed to feel aligned. And then after that, I took a Theta Healing class because I almost kind of like opened up to being like, oh, wait, I am kind of intuitive, and we all are. This is something that we've all forgotten. So for all of us that have forgotten that we're intuitive and that that's actually our natural state of being, can we bring that in? Can we bring the highest perspective, understanding, and truth on intuition and show you that your inner guidance system is loud if we're tuned into the right station? So can we show you to tune into the station of your inner guidance and that you can hear it with ease and that you're intuitive and that you can just let that unfold? So for me, Theta Healing helped me because it's very specific around, I've got this thing in my life and I'm looking to clear blocks. It's a little bit more specific, like what you're releasing, whereas Access, you don't, which is beautiful in its own way. And Theta Healing has the benefits of like, okay, so I want to work on this block that's showing up in my life, and then let's dig down and find the bottom belief, blast it out, get rid of all the ways it's serving us, and then bring in some new affirmations into the subconscious mind. So you could definitely join in from both locations at both places. And then the master class is a good one too, because it just, I find, you know, from a lot of people in the master class, it's just this monthly infusion, right? And weekly infusion of guidance. And it's a nice price point at $39 right now too. So I don't know, feel into what's light and heavy for you. So feel into each class. Same with the manifesting class. It's, I've written it, I've created it so it can be for somebody who's been doing Theta Healing. Like I had someone who took the same class last time round who had never done Theta Healing before, and someone who teaches Theta Healing, and they both took my manifesting class and both got amazing results from it. So you can enter at any point in that class as well, and you know, get a lot of crazy benefits. Okay, good question. Any other questions? You guys are rock stars. I had a thought before doing this call when I started teaching. So I used to be an elementary school teacher. And when I first taught, I was like, thank God I'm teaching kids, because I could never teach adults. And I had the thought, I was like, wait a minute, I teach adults now and I'm comfortable teaching adults. This is cool. So what else is possible, right? I don't know what limiting beliefs I cleared along the way, but clearly I let something go, thankfully. Okay, amazing. All right, any last comments or questions before I close for today? Okay, so feel free to message me on Facebook, send me an email, let me know how you want to work with me. I'm excited to connect with everyone. Thank you guys so much for being a part of today's class. Love your energy, love your participation. Please share this with your loved ones. It will be shareable. And yeah, have a lovely rest of your evening. Take care. Good night.